Hey birdwatchers! In this video we're going to be exploring the exciting world of birdwatching at night. I'll be providing tips on the best places to look, choosing the right gear, and staying safe. There'll also be plenty of birds and other wildlife to see along the way. Let's get started. Okay, the sun is set and we're at Brisbane's Oxley Creek Common. So why are we going birdwatching at night anyway? Well, there's several nocturnal species that are near impossible to find during the day. We'll also get to see daytime birds doing unexpected behaviours, and there's also other wildlife to see. To get started, we need to first talk about gear. I've got with me my standard camera and GoPro, and tonight I've brought 3 extra items. 1, a headlight so I can see where I'm going. 2, a pair of night vision binoculars. These take existing light and pump it up to a level where we can see clearly. These are entry-level AKASO Seymour 200s. The third and final item, a thermal scope. Rather than working with existing light, this device will show us heat emitted by objects and converts them into a visual image. This one's on the higher end. It's a Zeiss DTI 620. I'm not reviewing these devices tonight. I'm just going to show you how these can be used in the field. Okay, I've turned off my torch so you can get an idea of the visibility without any enhancements. There's also a full moon tonight, which is boosting the available light. Regardless, we won't be able to find any birds without some assistance. And here's this exact scene, but with the night vision binoculars. It's a bit grainy, but it's much brighter and the visibility is much better. So this allows us to see birds without using a flashlight. Now let's have a look with a thermal scope. So red equals heat. We can see straight away that there's cows out in the field. Although we're now able to detect heat, it doesn't provide us with enough detail to actually know what it is for sure. Okay, enough of this, let's find some birds. The thermal scope can use different colour modes to help with detection. Here we can see 2 birds on the ground. So switching over to night vision, we can see that these are masked lapwings. Close by, we have a bush stone curlew, doing its classic freeze response. If I stay still, no one will find me. Most spotting devices come with a digital zoom, so let's have a closer look. Digital zoom quality isn't always great, but we can always fail back to the torch and camera to get a clearer view. So the freeze tactic this bird is doing only works well on visual predators. Unfortunately, when this is attempted on feral cats and foxes, the bushstone curlew becomes easy prey. Okay, let's walk around and see what we can find. Ah, I just heard a brown quail. Just like in the day, it's good to listen out for birds calling. They don't call as much at night, but when they do, it makes it easier for us to track them down. So another method for detecting wildlife is using a technique called spotlighting. This is moving your flashlight back and forth across the canopy, looking for reflections of eyes staring back at you. Once you find a target, you switch the torch to low power and try to keep the light on the target for the shortest amount of time as possible. Light exposure can disturb wildlife, which can cause them to flee, become disorientated, or distracted from hunting, foraging, or sleeping. By adding a red light filter to your light source, it can further reduce the impact the light does to the animal. Spotlighting won't always reveal every animal, as some may be asleep or simply not looking in your direction. Spotlighting is banned in some countries, so viewers outside Australia, be sure to check your local laws before using this technique. Oh, I hear someone coming. Ah, it's a mouse. And some people. Who would be walking at this hour? Weirdos, I think. They don't know I'm here, so I'm gonna hide in the bush while they walk past. Okay, they're gone. Let's continue along. And I saw something. Let me turn the torch off. This looks a tad scary. Let's switch to night vision to identify them. The background's actually too bright. Let's give it a boost with some indirect lighting. Ah, it's a tawny frogmouth. We saw them in our previous video. Although they're not technically an owl, they also hunt at night, eating bugs, spiders, small mammals, and reptiles. That sound, is one of the tawny's calls. These aren't birds, but they're very cute. It's two brush-tailed possums. They're really common here in Brisbane. They love to climb trees, eat leaves, fruits, nectar, insects, and a lot of other things. Let's move on. A very important thing about night walks is safety. Here are some tips. Have adequate light. You don't want to fall over in the dark. Make sure your batteries and phones are fully charged. Check the weather before heading out. Bring a buddy, so never go by yourself. The more eyes you have also means that you're more likely to find more. Let someone outside your group know where you're going and your expected return time. Be cautious where you park your car. The site you select is key. Pick somewhere that's familiar, that has a smooth track with minimal trip hazards, and few junctions. To avoid getting lost, avoid taking shortcuts and side tracks. And use a GPS or your phone to track your location so you can backtrack if you need to. Okay, that's out of the way. I've found another bird. This one is sleeping. They're hard to ID when their heads are tucked away, but it's a grey butcher bird. You can tell from the grey sides and the tail feathers. By scanning around the treetops, you'll find more sleeping birds like noisy miners and Australasian fig birds. Most birds like to sleep behind foliage. These birds don't mind sleeping in an exposed location though. Okay, we're approaching the creek crossing. Oh, it looks like the recent heavy rains have wiped out the fences. There's bound to be still some wildlife hanging around here though. In fact, I can hear something strange right now. That performance was the green tree frog's advertising song. These frogs can change colour from bright green to brown. This is so they can better blend into the environment. Up here we have another non-bird. It's a grey-headed flying fox, feasting away on fruit. These large fruit bats play a vital role in plant pollination and seed dispersal. Let's get back to the birds. Do we have anything in this creek? Oh, there's something here. It's a dusky moorhen. Oops, we want to avoid exposing birds with young. With all animals, we want to limit how long we shine the light on them, particularly birds with young and endangered species. By us revealing their location, we risk the animal becoming an easy target for predators. Okay, we've arrived at Willie Wagtail Way. Let's have another scan. Ah, there's something on this fence. Here's another tawny frogmouth. They're actually much easier to find at night compared to the daytime. This is the 8th one I've seen tonight. Let's have a quick look at this power tower. There could be birds of prey or maybe owls. No luck, but there is something on the ground. When using a thermal scope, you might notice black blobs moving around on the ground. These are cane toads. They're cold-blooded, therefore they appear as black. Cane toads are highly invasive, poisonous to native wildlife, and disrupt ecosystems. Looking up at the trees in the back, the heat detection gets a bit inaccurate when the target's far away. But I can see some movement in the upper left. It's another possum. This time it's the ring-tailed. Ring-taileds get their name from their slender tail with a white tip. They use that tail to help them climb through the tree canopy. And we've just arrived at Jabiru Swamp. let's have a look around. I can see some birds at the front here. And it's a bit far, but there's a welcome swallow flying near the top of the water. Okay, let's check out those birds at the front. Ah, I thought Australasian swamp hens would sleep on land. Yet, here they are on top of the water vegetation. This one doesn't look too happy I woke it up. And back on land, we have the laughing kookaburra. And this one's awake, being unusually quiet. And here's another bird that's awake. Brown honeyeaters are typically hyperactive during the day, so it's surprising to see this one so calm. Let me summarize what we've covered. To go nighttime birdwatching, you can either use a thermal scope, night vision, or a torch. The thermal scope excels at detection. Night vision helps with identification. The torch is an affordable option. Just be aware of the impacts it has on wildlife that you're observing. Equally important, don't forget to have fun and learn along the way. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. That's all for tonight. Happy birdwatching, and I'll see you next time.